think that teachers need to understand that there has been a major loss in the kid's life, because when I went back to school, there was teachers who I felt like I was really close with, and they didn't even acknowledge the fact that my dad had died, and I just felt very like alone because none of my classmates said anything to me, none of my teachers said anything to me, and so I feel like if they would have like said something to me, it would have made me feel a little bit better, because there was just that awkward silence in the air, and so I didn't know what to say to them, they didn't know what to say to me, so it was just uncomfortable. So I think what they could do is at least like pull the kid aside and say like, I'm sorry for your loss, and just let them know that they're there for you, because I feel like that's what a lot of them wanted to say, but they didn't know how.
My mom died the first week of school, so like the first week of school, that's what I'm thinking about, and they're thinking about syllabuses and getting everything organized, and I'm like dealing with the anniversary of my mom's death, and like I'm completely not paying attention to that at all. And I think if teachers knew that's what I was going through, and they could like make a little comment that they're thinking about me, or that they understand, like just something to like let me know that other people are thinking about it and I'm not the only one that's having to deal with that, while they're all just caring about like the first week of school and everything that comes with that.
And they also should understand the fact that when we have that grief going in our head, we can't always concentrate at the same rate as what the other kids can, because just like little things can like spark up things that will remind us of like the person who died. Like I know anytime I was in health class and they started talking about cancer, it really made me like not be able to concentrate on anything that they were talking about. And when I started to have those things go on, my teachers didn't understand what was going on, and I started like doing really bad in my classes, but eventually my counselor explained to them what was going on and why I was acting the way I was, because I was always a straight A student. So I think it's really good if the teachers understand that you aren't going to succeed as much as what you used to, because you are having those issues with learning.
I don't think teachers understand that it's hard to keep your grades up. Like not even, like for me, I didn't deal with it right away. And it was last year that I started dealing with it as my dad started dating and stuff. I realized I had to deal with it, and it's all like the last few months has just been hitting me, and that's when my grades dropped. And like teachers don't understand why. They think you're just stopping caring, and it's like, no, like I'm finally dealing with all of this that I should have dealt with then, but I couldn't handle like so much other things was going on, like accepting that she was dead. And like now it's all getting real, and I'm having to deal with the emotions I bottled up, and school is the last thing on my mind. And they don't even like try to understand it. It's just you don't care anymore. And like I think if they asked and tried to see what was going on, it would explain why a lot of students' grades drop or why they're distracted in class.
And whenever I got back to school, I had a lot of, I think we were gone, it felt like a month, but my mom said it was a week. I don't believe her, but she said it was a week. And I had a bunch of math assignments, but I couldn't do them. Like I couldn't concentrate because I didn't know how to do it. I'd always go to my dad, but I couldn't anymore, obviously. And so that fell, and it's still bad because, yeah.
I think teachers don't always comprehend that it doesn't just stop after like a week or two or a month, and it just follows you throughout school for the rest of your school career. And I know like my teachers, my mom died my 8th grade year, and they were really good about it my 8th grade year. And then after my 8th grade year, not a single teacher has ever been notified or told, and they ask really awkward questions about my mom, like what I enjoy doing with her and stuff. And like, I think it's a teacher's or a counselor, it should be someone's responsibility to tell the next year's teacher, like, so they don't get put in that awkward situation and the student isn't put in that awkward situation. And then teachers shouldn't ask about it in front of the class, but it's really like sweet whenever they like take their own time, and like not right after the death, but a little bit later, and they ask you how you're doing, like, or like let you know that they've been thinking about you lately and stuff like that. It just kind of like makes you feel like you're not just another student. Or like holidays, everyone gets really excited about holidays, and that's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about how my loved one isn't going to be there, and how that's what I want on that holiday is for them to be there, and everyone else is thinking about what they're going to get for Christmas or what they're going to eat for Thanksgiving, and I'm just thinking about my mom.
think that they should pay attention and see, like, if the kid looks like they're having a hard time, maybe pull them aside and ask them if there's something going on in the family or if they need help or counseling. My teachers, I know, they actually went to my stepmom's funeral and they brought us stuffed animals that I still have to this day because they knew her. It meant something to me that they had brought those stuffed animals to the funeral because they knew her and they knew my whole family, and it just made my day just to see that my teachers were there. I mean, like, not just my teacher, like my previous teachers and my brother's teachers, and it definitely helped to know that they cared.
I know on my birthday I was really emotional and I like hid it the whole day, and instead of being in a good mood at school, I was in a really bad mood. And I think teachers, like, especially if they know, they can like make comments like, your mom would be so proud to see you today, like you look like exactly like she would want to see you looking, like something just sweet to let them, like, for them to remind you like that they're thinking about you and your mom, and that your mom or dad or whoever you've lost is thinking about you too on that special day. Because that's something they overlook. Like, they think you're happy because it's your birthday, and the whole time you're sitting there thinking like, I wish my loved one was here. And everything in my like house is being completely like turned upside down, and there's a new person in it, and you're just sitting there like, I'm mad you didn't get your makeup work for the last 2 classes. Like, if something's like completely changing at home, that's the very last thing you're thinking about, is getting your homework in on time. Like, you have stuff that's going to affect, it's like changing your entire life, and your homework, you're thinking this is just one night. And teachers could like try to help a little bit more, be more understanding that this is like a huge deal to us, and it's really hard to focus on this crossword puzzle when your parent just died, or your parents being replaced with someone new, or you're moving houses, or like something's going on with your siblings, or your family dynamics changing. You're not thinking about your homework. Like, comments make my day. I know I have a teacher he's the only teacher at the school who knows anything about my mom, and he just comes and he like has me called out of class sometimes just to come down to his room, and he'll give me like a cookie, and he'll be like, I know what today is, and it'll be like the anniversary of her death, and it's just like, it completely makes my day that someone went out of their way to just like, it's the smallest thing, but it like, you feel cared about, and like you just feel a little less alone.